of titles that come to my mind immediately that I really like that all seem to have this same theme of somehow being disconnected or somehow apart. Now, of course, one of the classics is Stephen Benet's famous story, By the Waters of Babylon. Write that one down. It's a very, very powerful story. For many years, we read it in our sophomore anthologies. I'm not actually sure with our new textbooks if we still have this title or not, but I highly, highly recommend it to you. It's a powerful futuristic story about New York City after the atomic weapons have completely destroyed the city. And a group of people now live in a very, very old kind of primitive style outside of the city. And they're not allowed to go into the city. And they've invented myths as to why. Of course, we read the story and come to find out the reason that the myths have been invented is that radioactivity is in the city and you're not supposed to go in. But a young man goes in anyway. And what he discovers in the city as he walks the city streets is haunting by the waters of Babylon. This idea of losing your home. Let's jump to 3B really quickly. What is for you the moment in your life that you experienced exile? Now, this exile, this displacement can be physical, quite literally a physical displacement. It can be, I was living here and then I had to move here. Or it can be an emotional displacement. For example, a student reporting, my favorite friend in 8th grade. We came to high school. And in a matter of 1 week, she completely destroyed the relationship with me. And I felt completely alone, in exile. I did not have anyone I could trust. And I had to begin to build relationships all over again. And every time I walked past her in the hall and she'd give me that look like she thought she was better than me, I completely understand this idea about, hey, why don't you sing us a song about your home? Ha, ha, ha. And she said, I really fought that feeling of wanting to just punch her out. That rage that one feels when one feels betrayed in some way. Of course, this is the classic poem that raises the question about revenge, so let's write it down. Is it the right feeling to wish ill or bad on people who have done bad to you? Right? In our earlier poem, Psalm 23, remember, there seems to be some suggestion that we should forgive people when they are mean to us. But notice this poem ends with some different kind of suggestion. Instead of forgiveness, there is a modicum of rage and hope that maybe something really bad happens. How do you kind of parse this out? If somebody does something really mean to you that causes you a lot of pain, do you think it's okay to have negative feelings and even hope that something bad happens to them? Or are you inclined to say that's not a healthy road to go down? You shouldn't hold on to all that anger and rage. You've got to let it go. And even if somebody's been really mean to you, you have to work hard to let it go, forgive and forget, because in the end it's going to negatively affect you. How do you handle that? What is your, if we could say it this way at 3B, what is your code for revenge? Do you believe in an eye for an eye? That notion of retributive justice that says from the ancient Hammurabi Code, if you jack me, I jack you? Or do you agree with what Gandhi and MLK both said, Martin Luther King Jr. both said, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind? An interesting idea. In other words, retribution and revenge will never ever solve the world's problems. How do you come down on this one for yourself? Well, there you go. Psalm 137. One more text for you to study.